Welcome to another episode of Trippy Food, and this would normally be an installment of Cooking with Val, but today we are cooking with Michele Grant. So we are joined once again by the bodacious Michele Grant.
I am not bodacious any longer, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Today we're going to cook something very special. So Michele, since I will practice the pronunciation as we go, but tell us what we're making today.
So, you know how you really, really love things that are spicy, things that are hot?
You know, like fetal position hot?
Things that will possibly do damage irreparably to your organs.
Love that stuff, yeah. And you all love that too, right?
This is actually about like a hot paste sauce-based condiment that's used in the Middle East. It originates from Yemen, and it's used all over the place now. It's really from Yemen, and then as people migrated into Israel, it's used there a lot. You actually see it there a lot, and then it's also, you see it in North Africa as well. And it kind of it's kind of used sometimes in North African countries along with some of the other hot paste type condiments that they have there as well. So this one is called zhug.
Zhug.
No.
Zhug.
No.
Zhug.
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 Okay, Z-C-H or Z-H-U-G.
Zhug.
Okay, you've got to go to the back of the throat, get a fair amount of phlegm, don't do it over the food because it's gross, and then U-G.
Zhug.
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 Close. It's used a lot, and what's great about it is, aside from the fact that it tastes delicious, it's really, as you can see here, pepper dominant. And the spice acts as an anti-inflammatory.
I was going to say there's a crap ton, which is a technical term. There's a crap ton of pepper.
We don't use the words crap ton in my kitchen. I don't know where you think that's a technical term, but no. The thing is that there's a lot of variations on this particular condiment, and a lot of times you'll see people use it with and make it with oil. I do not, and part of the reason I don't is there are a lot of essential oils already in the peppers, and I want this to be a paste that you have the hot sensation, but it's not going to linger once it leaves your mouth.
Which it would if it had oil in it.
Right, because it would then, the oil will act as an emulsifier, and then it will hold that heat, and it will coat your mouth with it, which is what happens a lot of times where people are then like, I can't get rid of it, I can't get rid of it, I can't get rid of it. You can make this with, you can add other spices to it. I like to try, again, I'm keeping it pretty simple. Going to the very basic ingredients. Where I get a little bit creative is the kinds of peppers that I'm putting into it. But the base peppers are always like a jalapeno, right? And red pepper flakes, and then garlic, cilantro. Some people also put parsley in, some cumin, and salt. That's the basics, okay, of this recipe. Where I am adding a little bit of a different element. These are poblanos. This is some roasted jalapeno because I thought it'd be fun to add a little bit of a different flavor. You get that roasty, a little bit smoky flavor to it without being like a full chipotle. These actually are the last peppers from my garden. So we've got 2 jalapenos, and then this is a new pepper that I got, and it's called a padron pepper. And those are actually sweet. They're not spicy at all. So much so, eat it. Eat it. Eat it.
Yeah, not much.
I mean, it's not a sweet pepper. I don't want a sweet pepper in here. The idea here is to still keep
almost smells like a bell.
A little bit, but it's not as much like, it's not belly. For this particular dish, you must be cilantro positive. For this dish, you have to be positive on all of these things. By the way, if you have a capsaicin sensitivity or allergy, this is not the dish for you. This is a bad idea. Don't eat this. You will end up going to urgent care. And the way that you know if you have a capsaicin sensitivity, if you don't know already, is if you've ever put on, you know those things that they sell at the pharmacy, salon paws? The active ingredient in there is capsaicin. And capsaicin is the active ingredient in any of the hot peppers that send them up the Scoville scale, right? So if you put on one of those things and suddenly you're short of breath, you're having a problem with that. And same thing like if you are roasting peppers or anything like that and you get short of breath, don't eat it. Don't cook with it. This is possibly one of the simplest things you could possibly ever make, because If you want it hotter or less hot, you can actually take the stem off, you can devein, you can seed it, so that way the more of those things that you take off of this, the less hot it's going to be. We're actually going to put these in whole, okay, which is something most people don't think of. And by the by, see this right here? Especially when it's roasted, it's delicious. So most people don't even think about eating the stem. One for you, one for me, Chin. And they're really yummy. And actually they have a little bit of heat, but a little bit of sweet to them.
It's a tasty little snack.
It is, and it has a little sweetness to it. Notice? So we're going to put all of these peppers in, and then we're going to put the cilantro in, some of the red pepper flake. Generally speaking, there's two kinds of zhug. There's one that is a green zhug, and then one is a red zhug, and it's also known in Israel as harif. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take all of this nonsense over to the food processor, and we're going to start putting it in there.
Let's do it.
Okay. First thing that's going to go in is going to be our cilantro. Now we're going to do this. If you notice, I'm not pulling the leaves off of the stems.
Yeah.
I'm not stemming it in any way. Leaves, stems, the whole shebang is going in. But because we're doing that, we have to do it a little bit gradually, so that way it doesn't all turn into a tangly mess in there. Okay? So if we're going to take like a handful, I can bring that bowl over here so it's a little closer. And as I'm putting it in, I'm just giving it a quick tear with my hands, okay, just to make it a little bit easier on there. All right, so now we need das lid. And we put this on like this. And we're just gonna get this so that it's reduced down, and then we're gonna start adding some other things. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna do it as a pulse. Pulsing, when you're using something that's got the stems attached, is your best friend. If you try and do it just with a straight, steady stream, that's when you're going to get things tied up around the blade. 1, 2, 3.
Dude, that makes short work out of that.
Right. Let's get the rest of that bowl of
Cilantro?
Yeah, that's all coming in here, dude. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our garlic. Okay, garlic. There we go. And we're going to pulse it in. If things start to look a little dry, we are going to add a little bit of water, and we have a cup of water standing by just in case. And again, now you have a good amount of moisture in there, and we're not looking to make this like a pesto. We're not doing something that's like really garlic forward. We just want garlic as one of the ingredients. So right now it's super garlic forward. You open it up and it's woo garlic, right? Okay, so now we're going to start adding in our peppers. We should be okay with just turning it on. Let's see what happens. It's a mystery. Actually, let's do some of the roasted jalapenos. Let's get some of that flavor in there. These are going to take a little bit of the heat down, because these are the ones that are a little bit
sweet ones.
They're not really sweet, but they're not as hot.
Right.
So this will actually counter a little bit of what we're doing, which is not bad, because we want to have balance. We don't want it to be mind-numbingly hot.
The smell is awesome, by the way.
These are the ones from my garden. Go.
There's a lot of liquid in there.
Well, it's now more of a paste, because all of the moisture that's in, the peppers is now coming out and is moistening this. So we'll probably add a little bit of water to it just to loosen it a little bit. You don't really need much. Next up is going to be our red pepper flake. Can you grab that for me, please? And we're going to do, this is about a cup right here of red pepper flake. Okay, we're going to do about half of this to start, because we have a fair amount of other things that've got heat in them, and we don't want to make this too red. This is where we're at right now in terms of our paste. This is without adding any water. This is without adding anything other than what you guys have seen so far. You see how it's this really nice paste. So we're going to take our cup of red pepper flake, and we're going to add about half of that right now.
I gotta tell you, this is looking pretty deadly.
It's not. It's really not. And I'll tell you how you're going to know, because we're going to taste it just after this part right now. So right now we've just added in the red pepper flake. And this is without adding any of the other seasoning in yet. Just take a taste of it just like that. It's not as deadly as you think. It's spicy. It's not deadly.
No. Wow, it's hot.
Right?
Yeah.
But once you've eaten it,
You know what? The cilantro has a really strong taste in here, though.
yeah. Cilantro is very forward, which is what you want. And then, but now once it leaves your mouth in about a couple of seconds, you're not going to have that heat anymore. It will dissipate because we haven't added any oil to it. If we'd added oil at this point, which is a lot of times what people would do, then at that point you would have.
That's got a major kick, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it goes up and it comes like up the nose.
Mhm.
It will. If you got anything congested in your head, it will clear your sinuses fast. I am going to add the rest of the red pepper flake because I've got it in front of me, and why not? This actually does add a little bit of sweetness to it as well. Anybody who is from the East Coast, because East Coast people generally more than West Coast people add red pepper flake to their pizza, knows that actually there's a little bit of sweetness to it.
It's because you get more Italians on the East Coast.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
So, but it adds actually a little bit of sweetness as well.
Let's do it.
We're just gonna, it's here, why not? But if you want to make this a red zhug instead of a green one, can you try saying it?
Yes.
A red
Zhug.
one, zhug.
Zhug.
Reduce the amount of cilantro, increase the amount of red pepper flake, and then you'll have, the more red pepper flake, obviously, the redder it is. Or you can use red jalapenos, which are just the more ripe jalapenos. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to do some cumin, and I'm going to use I'm going to start off with a tablespoon. We're standing here, right? We got it. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of cumin. Should we do 3? No.
You're the boss.
No, I am the boss. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon and a half of 1 tablespoon of salt. And put it over here so I don't make a mess. Okay. And the salt's going to bring the flavors together because
that's what salt does.
Salt, that's what salt does. Ooh, pretty. Now, take this over and show our friendly audience members. It's really a paste at this point.
Look, kids. No, it didn't. I mean, like I said,
but from this bite, what you just had,
yeah,
you're not going to have any. You ready for some food with this?
Yeah.
Lovely. All right.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about now, and this is the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
This is the deal here.
This is
So we're going to put this on some food.
Yes, zhug. Can you say it now?
Zhug.
No. So what we have, we did just a simple plating, a pre-plating basically. What we have on our plates is some more of those fantastic, lovely little peppers that we just recently found. Because again, for fun, for color, and because if things are too hot, we can cool them down. We also have a really nice hot and spicy pepper, Kyo pepper that's just yummy. And then also, if we need to kind of calm things down, we have a little bit of almonds on the plate.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
And again, we mentioned that this is a condiment, right?
It is a condiment.
All
Do
right.
not use that as this is not your main food.
It's not even a side dish. It is a condiment.
It's a condiment.
And so we have a roast chicken.
We have a roast chicken.
And we have a lovely
Red,
fish.
Snapper.
Red
Snapper.
Red snapper that
wild caught. I actually steamed on the grill.
Steamed
on
on the grill.
On the grill. But I, in the words of my people, smeared the inside of the whole fish with some of our zhug. Can you say it? Try and say it.
Zhug.
No. Okay, so let's look at how our fish came out. Oh, and I put a little bit of chopped almonds around it because I felt like it and I had them around.
That's pretty.
Right? And look at the juices. Yummy. So you don't need fancy tools necessarily. Just do it this way. I'm just taking a small amount, okay? I'm putting it on my plate, just like that, okay? All right? And now I'm gonna do just a little bit of chicken with it. Just Smear it on. Take a bite. Perfect. And got a little bit of heat.
But it doesn't overpower the meat.
No, you can taste the chicken wonderfully. So, and now trying it with the fish. Okay, which is much more delicate. But this is also, by the way, it's so good with lamb. Oh, I got too much zhug on the fish.
And that fish is so delicate.
Right. What are your thoughts?
That's really good.
You happy?
Oh yeah. I could eat this by the bucket load, but I won't. I'm gonna try the chicken again.
Who wants to see him eat a bucket of it? I kind of do.
Oh, it was really nice.
Success.
Michelle, you are a genius.
Well, yes, but that's for different reasons.
Very nice. So today we made
Oh God, I'm so scared. Come on, you can do it.
zhug.
No.
All right, I'm gonna mouth it and then you say it, right? So today we made.
Zhug.
See, I said it.
You did not.
This was awesome. This is we stepped you through it so you could try it yourself, and this is
Questions?
lovely. So,
Write them down below.
and Michelle will answer them for you.
Maybe.
Michelle, thank you again.
Oh.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.